Welcome back to Pilates with Runna. I'm Christie, your Pilates instructor, and today we're going to be doing a basic mat Pilates workout. Now, I know basic makes it seem like it's going to be easy, but basic really is a way for us to slow down and find the precision in all of your movement. So this is really going to help you strengthen your core, strengthen your legs, and your upper back connection to make you a stronger and more mobile runner. So you can take your shoes off, roll out your yoga mat, and we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll start standing here. I'm gonna have you turn to the front of your mat, and we're gonna have our feet at hips distance and parallel. Arms are gonna reach up to the ceiling, and you'll take a big inhale. On the exhale, you'll roll down one bone at a time. And I want you to notice where maybe your back doesn't want to round, but it wants to flatten out and kind of hinge down. And I want you to really find that scoop, and I want you to evenly round through your back. And maybe you can put your hands on the ground. If your hands can go on the ground, great. If not, you can put your fists on the ground or even slightly bend your knees. Wherever you are, you're gonna press through your arms and pull your tummy in to increase the stretch, and then roll up one bone at a time and stack up tall. These are called your standing roll down, and we'll do that 3 more times. Lift your back first. Roll down like you're peeling off a wall. I almost imagine like a slinky, right? And how each coil moves independently. Each vertebra is going to move independently like the slinky. Here at your lower back, you can soften your knees, and that usually helps you find more of that scoop. All the way down, find the mat. Push, scoop, roll up. One bone at a time, pressing evenly through your feet. And again, try to make each repetition better than the next. 2 more. And push. Roll up. And stack it tall. Final one, make it your best one. Roll down. Really scoop through that lower back. Now this time you're gonna press through those arms and stretch your legs as long as you can. Press through the heels of the hands. Slow to roll up. One bone at a time, and rest. Slide your left leg back behind you. From here, hand on top of hand, you're gonna slowly lower yourself down, tap your left knee down, and stand straight back up. So you're gonna tap it down and come right back up. And I want you to watch and see if your ankles are kind of shifting. Keep them as stable as you can. Lift the front of the left hip and up. And you have 4. Nice, guys. And now think about sending your elbows away from your ribs, growing taller to lower yourself down. So you lift to lower down, stand it up. 2 more. 2. 1 more. Down, hold. Both knees come down. You're going to sit off to the left. Take a second. Stand back up. Right foot comes forwards. Tuck the left toe and stand on up. Alrighty, slide your feet together and we'll try the other side. Left foot stays forwards. Cross the opposite arm on top. Slide the right leg back. Lift up through the top of the head. And here we go. Lift to lower down. Tap that knee down. Come right back up. And lower. And again, watch for the wiggles. Try not to wiggle here and be as stable as you can. Pick your stomach up to lower. Grow. 4 more. One more. Hold. Both knees down. Sit to your right. Come right back up. Step that foot forwards. Tuck that toe. Come all the way up and slide it forwards. Alrighty, you're gonna take your left leg, cross it on top of your right. You're gonna take your left arm, cross it on top of your right. Now this is our descent to the mat here and how we transition down. This one's a little bit challenging and I want you not to use your hands. If you need to use your hands, just put them down. Don't worry about it, but you're gonna challenge yourself to go for as long as you can without putting your hands down. So grow tall, lift to lower yourself down. Lower 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a seat and uncross those legs. Lie on down onto your back. Alrighty, arms by your sides, knees into your chest, heels together, toes apart. Inhale, reach your arms behind you. In one motion, you're gonna come up into your 100 position. So what that means is your arms will come to a hover by your sides, your head, neck, and shoulders will lift, and your legs will stretch out into the 100. So here we go. Inhale, exhale, hold, and begin to pump the arms. Now, if this position feels like too much, you can always put your head down or bend your knees into a tabletop, right? But I want you to challenge yourself today to hold the positions for as long as possible and to really get the precision of the entry and the exit of each exercise, right? How precise can you be to start all the way to the end? 3 more breaths. Keep pumping. Inhale the air. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Final breath. Exhale, hold it still, lower, hug the knees in, and rest. Okay, rock up to a seated position. Feet come down to the mat. Rock up with control here. So roll through your entire back and place your feet at the center of the mat. We'll start with your half rollbacks here. Hands behind the thighs, stack up tall. From here, start to roll back without sliding your hands anywhere. Think about the hollowing of the front of the thigh and the lower stomach. So you're pulling the lower stomach away from the front of the thigh, trying to really open up the entire low back. Drop your gaze, look down into that space, hollow the lower tummy away from the front of the thigh. Keep it hollow as you come up, head to your knees. 4 more, roll back. So oftentimes our lower backs get quite tight from running. If your glutes are tight, your lower back tends to get tight as well. So this is a great way to open it up and to strengthen the stomach to help keep it more open. You have a couple more here. Try not to move those hands too much. And up, ground the feet. 2 more. And lift. All right, stretch the heels out long. Now we have the full roll up. Your arms are gonna stay at shoulders height the entire time. So as you descend, you might wanna lift or lower your arms. They only move because your shoulders move. So you almost wanna imagine they're attached here at that shoulder joint. Okay, heels connect, and I want you to put them at the very front of the mat. Now, as we do this exercise, we have a tendency to kind of move and shift our heels. I want you to challenge yourself not to let your heels move from this spot. They probably will, mine definitely will, but you're gonna challenge yourself to try not to. So arms reach to shoulders height, drop the head. Inhale as you roll back, don't let the heels slide. Reach them forwards. Woo, I know, they wanna go back. Reach them forwards. Keep reaching them forwards. Keep reaching them forwards. Lie all the way down and stretch back. Coming up, arms up. Reach your heels to that corner. Curl up and over. And try not to let the feet move. Stretch it forwards. And again, inhale. And reach, reach, reach. And lie down. And up. Very good. Now I know those heels are wanting to move, right? So especially as you go down, try not to let them shrink towards you. Push them away. Curl up. And stretch forwards. Grab the base of your feet, or you can even hold on behind your thighs or calves, whatever's accessible, and pull your head in. Lie on down. Arms by your sides, and I want you to challenge yourself to go for as big of a circle as possible without letting your hips wobble. And I really want you to think about the stability here because it really mimics what you do when you run, right? As you pick one leg up, you don't want your hip to shift off to the side. So you really want to find that stability. So both legs long, arms by your sides, press them into the mat. Flex your left ankle and point your right toe. Reach your right leg longer and kick it to the sky. Don't let your left leg move and that hamstring stays heavy. Go to your left 5 circles, as big as you can without letting anything else move. 4. Final one. Change, other way. And lower heel down, point the left toe. Now reach that heel out as much as you can, kick it up. Now across your body to the right, same thing as the other side, and just notice if it feels a little different. Right, it's not good or bad, you just wanna think about, how does this feel different and how can I make it the same as the other side? One more. Other way, go to the left first now, anchor that right leg. Make sure to go all the way across. Two more. And final one. Bring it up and lower it down and rest. Okay, take a second here. Walk those feet in a little closer. Hands behind the neck and elbows wide. We'll do a preparatory exercise for the rolling like a ball. So I want you to have a very tight ball today where your knees are all the way into your chest and your heels are all the way to your seat. So let's practice by lifting just the head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale the air. Exhale, curl all the way up. Lay all the way down. How high can you curl without tilting your hips up to the sky? Keep those hips heavy. Curl. 3 more for 5 total. 2. 1 more. And lower down. Hands by your sides, head down. Pull those knees in and heels together. Lift your hips over as much as you can without swinging. Put them down. Pick your hips, just your hips up. Get those knees to your shoulders and down. So we're going through all of the classical basic Pilates exercises, and that would be what we've done so far, which is the 100, the roll up, the single leg circle, and this is preparing you for the rolling like a ball. 2 more, 2. And final one. Hold it up, knees to your shoulders, hold 3, 2, 1, lower, rest the feet. Take a second, breathe. Okay, hands behind the neck, elbows wide. Let's put the 2 together. So this is a challenge, all right? As you pull those knees in all the way to your shoulders, you're gonna try to lift your shoulders all the way to the knees and get as tight as possible. So let's try it. Knees into the chest. Heels together, toes apart. Remember, your knees aim to your shoulders and vice versa. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, curl up. Curl, 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 and lower. 4 more. Tight as you can, and lower. Last 3. Final one, last one. Lower and rest. Okay, arms and legs reach up to the ceiling. This is the transition from your back into your rolling like a ball shape. When you sit up, grab your ankles and come into a tight rolling like a ball with your feet off the ground. Rock up and pull it in. Knees to your shoulders, heels to your seat. 5 here. Inhale. 4. Don't let your heels kick out. Head tight to your knees. 3. Now we're gonna go for a challenge in just a second. 2 more. Final one. Up, hold. Now here's your challenge. Right elbow on top of your right knee. Left elbow on top of your left knee. Now, don't let them separate, right? So keep them together. Drop your head. Curl. Try not to let those elbows move. 2 more tries. 1 more. Curl and lower your feet down and rest. The rolling like a ball is really just like a playful exercise. Joseph Pilates was really inspired by the world around him, so animals and babies. So that's one where like it's very primal, I guess, in that way, where you see like animals rolling on their back. So it's just fun to do, and even if it's a lot, you can always go back to it, right? It's a nice massage. Okay, let's get into our abdominal series. So our next exercises are our single leg stretch and our double leg stretch. We're gonna do them in succession. You'll curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Grab your right knee. So you're gonna go right hand on the outside of your right ankle, left hand on the top of your right knee. Stretch your left leg long, switch your legs, and change. And change. Nice. Change. Now scoop your tummy, deepening in. Pull the knee in as tight as you can. Make sure to change your arms every time. And let's go a little quicker. Change, change. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Lower and breathe. We'll do the same tempo change for your double leg stretch. So we'll start at more of a moderate tempo and then we'll try to go a little faster, all right? So we'll do 5 in total, 3 slow, and then we'll do a few more fast. Okay, so here we go. Big inhale. Pull the knees into your chest. Heels connect. Hold onto your ankles. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Inhale. Circle. Pull it in. 2. Inhale. And in. 1 more. And now let's go a little quicker. And shoot out. And in. Shoot out. And in. 1 more for good luck. And in. And lower. And breathe. All right, let's rock up to a seated position here. And we have your spine stretch forwards. So this will actually be the last of the traditional classical basic Pilates exercises. So after that abdominal series of the single leg stretch and the double leg stretch, you have your spine stretch forwards. And then we'll be adding on with some other exercises. They just won't be part of like that classical basic order. So arms reach long, flex the ankles, lift up tall. Start to roll down 1 bone at a time. Stretch up and forwards, reach to the top of the mat. Hold 3, 2, 1, roll it up and stack it tall. We'll try that again. 5 times total. Three more. Final 2. Last one here. And lift. All right, seal those thighs together. I'm gonna have you swing your legs around. We'll lie onto our tummy and we'll get into the prep for our neck roll. So head down, elbows tucked in tight. From here, pull your elbows towards your hip sockets. Find that opening east to west in your chest. Keep pulling your elbows back and pressing the fronts of your hips down. Lift your low stomach and lengthen your chest forwards and up. Continue to lift as much as you can, digging those elbows in and pressing through the palms. Look to the right. Dig more through the left elbow. Look down to the ground. Look to the left. Dig more through the right elbow. Look to center and get longer to lower it down. Reach longer, longer, longer. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Hold your legs together. Press the hips down. Lift up. Lift your lower tummy through your sternum. Look to the left. Press more through that right elbow. Down to the ground. Around to the right. And center. And lengthen all the way down. And rest. Sit back. You're going to find a child's pose. Swing your legs around again. We'll lie on our backs for our shoulder bridge. So this is the shoulder bridge. You'll lie on your back. So we'll start here with the feet at hips distance in parallel. Your arms are going to be long by your sides. Now, what I want you to think of is actually kind of walking those fingers forwards as far as you can. That's going to help you open your chest. In this exercise, we kind of have a tendency to lift the shoulders up to the ears and slide backwards. I want you to make sure those fingers don't slide from this initial position. Press into those feet and roll your hips up 1 bone at a time. Reach those fingertips longer as you roll down. Press into those triceps. Okay, we have a few more like this. Roll up. Open your chest. This is going to help you open the fronts of the hips and strengthen the back of the leg. So in Pilates, we call that hip extension, right? It's an essential skill, not just in Pilates, but in everything. And it really applies. And Pilates is one of those things where sometimes it seems so nuanced, but you start to see how everything you do in Pilates can be applied to running and also just like daily life. All right, let's go a couple more. Roll up. Open your chest. Let's go 4 more here all together. Inhale up and roll down. 3. And down. Last 2. Final one, hold it at the top. We're gonna hold here. I want you to tilt your frontal hip bones towards your ribs a little more. Press through those arms. We'll hold here for a count of 5, 4, 2, and 1. Roll it down, one bone at a time. Pull those knees into the chest. You're gonna rock onto your left side here, and we're gonna do a quick version of your modified side kick. So you're gonna lie all the way down with your knees bent, feet at 90 degrees, and your right hand in front of your tummy. Stretch your right leg out long. You're gonna keep it parallel. You're gonna kick it straight up. Reach it longer to come down. Now I always want you to visualize there's a little mouse and you want to make a house for it with your waistline. So try to keep a little bit of space underneath your waistline as much as you can, or the intention of space, right? And lower. And we have 8 more. 8. Very good. Now when you kick up, don't shorten that waistline, right? Lift off the little house and down. Nice. 7. And you can use that top hand, that right hand, to help you stabilize so you don't rock forwards and back. Very good, guys. 5 more. 2. Hold it up. Flex that ankle. Point the ankle. Ooh, flex the ankle. Point the ankle. 3 more. Flex the ankle. Point the ankle. And 2. Might get some cracks. And 1. Lower and rest. Shake it out. And then we'll do the other side. So you can flip around, whatever's better for you, but you'll lie on your right side. Bottom knee bent, top leg straight here. Okay, so top leg is long, bottom knee is bent, left hand in front of your tummy. Just make sure your top hip isn't rolling back so that everything is lined up, like your top hip and your bottom hip are skewered together. Top leg's gonna lift up. Reach it longer, it's parallel. Lengthen to come all the way down. And again, lift up and reach to come down. Find the stretch. Let's go for 8 more here. Stay parallel. You have 2 more. And 1. Lower down and rest. Shake it out for a second. I'm gonna have you take a seat facing the front of the mat, and we have our teaser prep. Alrighty, knees bent, feet flat at the front of the mat. You're gonna roll back slightly so you're behind your tailbone. Right leg reaches long, hands can stay on or long. You're gonna roll back, 1 bone at a time. And it's like a seated version of your roll up, which we did earlier. Roll up, 1 bone at a time. And again, 2 more. Open your chest at the bottom. Roll up. Final one, last one. And roll up. Hold it there. Stretch both legs long. See if you can balance. Change. Roll down. And again, you can always keep your arms up here. If you've done this before, feel free to add that in. It makes just a little more challenging. You have 2 more. Roll down. Squeeze those inner thighs. Make sure those knees don't drop. Roll up. Final one, rolling down. Open the chest. Rolling up. And hold 1 more time. Maybe you release the arms. Hold 3, 2, 1, and rest. Flip onto your stomach here for me. We're gonna do our swimming prep. Lie onto your tummy, arms long, legs long. Open your chest, lift your lower tummy, and anchor the fronts of your hips. As your right leg lifts, your left arm also lifts, and your gaze goes slightly forwards and up. Push your right hip into the mat. Press your left rib in the mat so you're even, and lower down. The limbs that are on the mat, you want to continue to press down, opposite side. Can you reach a little longer? Find that 2-way stretch. Down. 4 more. 3, 2, get a little longer, really stretch your limbs apart. Down. 1, and down. Tuck your hands underneath you. Heels are gonna pull into your seat. We're gonna take a modified push-up to come to a standing position. So elbows tuck in tight by your sides. Push yourself up, keeping your knees down. Once you're in this push-up position, tuck your toes behind you, pike your hips back, and then you're gonna walk your hands in towards your feet. And this is the setup. We're gonna do a modified version of it for your push-up. So in Pilates, we always go heels together, toes apart. You're gonna roll up one bone at a time. Exhale, roll down. Just like in the beginning of class, don't let your hips go past your heels and articulate through your back. The only difference is your heels are together. Once your hands land on the mat, I want to challenge you not to wiggle your hips side to side, but to keep them really even. You're gonna walk one handprint forwards, 1. You have 4 total. The other handprint goes forwards, 2. Then you have 3, and you're in position, you're in your plank, 4. For right now, I'm gonna have you lower your knees, keep your toes tucked, and we're gonna hold this modified plank position. Think about tearing the mat apart and pushing it away. Squeeze your bottom and lift your low tummy. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Curl your head, lift your knees, pike your hips up, and walk in for 4 counts without wiggling your hips side to side. That's the hard part. Lift to come in, 1. Lift to come in, 2. Elbows are straight, 3, and 4. Roll up. Let's try that again, but this time we're gonna do a full plank where your knees are up. Feel free to put your knees down if you would like, all right? Inhale. Exhale. Roll down. Hands find the ground. Same thing, take your time with this, making sure you don't go side to side. It's very difficult to do it correctly. Right hand forwards, 4. Heels stay heavy for as long as you can. 3, and again, 2. Last one, 1. Now you're in your plank position, squeeze your heels together. Lift your lowest tummy and reach your head long. If you would like, you can also go onto your forearms here if that feels better on your wrists. All right, hold it for 4. Big breath in. Exhale, hold it for 3. Last 2. Very good, guys. And 1. Pike your hips back. All right, 4 counts to walk back in. No shifting side to side. That's the hard part. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From your powerhouse, curl into your back. 1 bone at a time. Let's go 5 counts to come up. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Stand it tall. 1, turn your palms to face the outsides of the room. Imagine someone's pulling the top of your head with a string all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale to open. Grow taller, and taller. And then you want to stay tall for the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.